So a number of years ago, Nick Taylor was practicing, Canadian golfer, two-time winner on the PGA Tour. He was on the range and I was doing a golf school and I invited Nick to come over and he happened to have his 6-iron with him. And I said, Nick, do me a favor, hit some golf balls for the folks. And I said, hit one on the first green. And the first green is just a green about 95 yards away. And he asked me, do you want it to stop on the green or just land on the green? I just said, just let it land on the green and roll over. And he was able to govern his speed. He took the golf club with his 6-iron and he just kind of self-calibrated and hit the shot, flat little trajectory that landed on the green and rolled over. And then I said, Nick, hit one to the other pin. It was about 140 yards. So he grew the swing a bit, he grew the speed a bit, and sure enough, the ball, it's spun a bit more, the trajectory climbed up in the air a bit more, and it landed on that green. Now there's a pin out there that's more in his wheelhouse, about 175 for a 6-iron. Well, that was pretty easy because that's kind of the speed he's comfortable at. And then there's one at 210. I said, try to stretch and hit that one. Well, he couldn't quite get it out there. But my point is, as a high-level player, somebody really striving to become a good player, it's not just one speed. Yeah, the driver, you're going to basically send it. You're going to swing at 95% all the time, and every once in a while, just having a little fun, you're going to reach back and give it 100%. But for irons, you got to ask yourself the question, we want to have centered, crisp strikes, and then also, we're playing to different segments of the green. What do I mean by that? Well, the front third of a green, let's say for example you are 140 yards, and for some of you that's a 9-iron, a pitching wedge, 8-iron, maybe even a hybrid, who knows. But we want the golf ball to stop and land on that third, that front third of the green. Those are swings where we're going to have our maximum spin. I had a 152-yard shot. That's a pretty full 8-iron for me. I launched up in the air with spin. It's going to come down and it's basically going to stay there. It's going to land on the green and it's going to take a nap. We want that. Now when a pin is more in the middle of the green, I'm going to choose a different golf club. Say I've got my max with a 7-iron is 168, but I've got a 158 pin. Well, I could hit this really hard. It's going to hit the green, probably have a bit of spin. If the green, like most greens, tilted toward me, it may spin back toward the front of the green. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want to take a little speed off of the swing. So let's talk about how to govern this. That was a 152-yard carry. Let's go ahead and hit a shot that's, say, 140 with an 8-iron. Now, to me, and this is a big skill I want you to develop, this is the sensation of like a 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock feeling with my arms. Imagine what Tommy Fleetwood looks like when he plays golf on the PGA Tour. The fairway Jesus, they call him. He's a beautiful swinger of the golf club. Very rarely do you see him take some big finish. It always looks like it's governed. It looks like it's got a real purpose for the distance dimension of his swing. So I've got 140 in mind, and that's the beautiful thing about a quad. We've got the display right there. So I'm going to govern this swing a little bit. It's going to be a little bit less on both sides, back swing and through swing. Let's see if I put that number on here, 140 in mind. So that was a nice crisp strike, quite like it. The club speed went down to 80 miles an hour. Okay, I hit it well, smash was up at 129. It carried 136. So I was 4 yards within my targeted dimension there, targeted yardage. Now, let's say I want to hit it 120. We're going to go down even a little bit more. You say, is it just swing, Martin? I say, no, it's not just swing. There's a bit of a pivot element as well. So the same kind of thing. Let's feel like we're on both sides of the swing, we're kind of matching things up. And you say, well, why would I want to do that? And let me paint some pictures for you scoring wise. Let's go down to 120 here. That was a little crispy. I think it's going to fly maybe a little over 120. So that was 75 miles an hour club head speed. The smash was the same, 129. It was quite good. It flew 126. So what happened there in those three shots? One was max, 152. One I tried to govern to 140, hit at 136. One I tried to hit 120, hit at 126. Well, what would happen if I was just playing in some blustery wind somewhere? Would I want to take a full swing? I think not. I think I'd rather take one of those governed swings where I feel comfortable within myself, knowing that I can make a 9 to 3 swing and have the golf ball start off lower. That was a launch angle of 14 degrees. I didn't have to do anything special. I didn't have to smash down on it. All I had to do was learn how to gear my swing a little harder than it sounds. But ultimately what we're going to do, people, is be able to swing feeling like our hands are chest high, collecting the ball to chest high, and starting to understand what dimension that is away from our comfortable maximum. Because I guarantee you're going to find yourself in a position where you're into the wind and you've got a certain number. Well, flighting a ball way up in the air, getting beat up by the wind is always a tricky play. Here's a little stat for you. The wind always hurts you when you play into a headwind. It always hurts you more than when you have a tailwind. A tailwind doesn't near help you as much as a headwind hurts you. So learning how to flight it down with governed swings is an awesome way to play the game. Let's stop there for now and let's get into the technique a little bit more.